Ay, ay, ay. Hello, annyeong, ni hao. So today is a not so great day in the world of Lineage W. The very, very ethical company we all know and love, known as NCSoft, has landed themselves in a little bit of hot water with the Korea Fair Trade Commission. Let me just bring this up really quick. There you go. Korea Fair Trade Commission conducted an on-site investigation to NCSoft due to Lineage Super Account suspicion. Lineage Super Accounts are essentially the company employees or the company themselves using the admin tools to create characters that are fully kitted out with all the best stuff, and then going in and participating in the battles in the game. Now, it's not known to what extent this might have occurred. It could be, major events such as sieges. It could even be something as weird as like a single player being targeted by super powerful characters and not really being able to fight back because you can't really fight back in a pay-to-win game. What was that, Tommy? It's also unclear whether or not they sold items or accounts or anything like that. The administrative authority to create characters with powerful items and secretly participate in competition among users. Earlier, more than 1,000 Lineage users and Game Users Association filed a collective complaint with the FTC to investigate NCSoft Super claims, essentially. They claim that game companies use super accounts to stimulate users' competitive spirit and encourage gamblers to spend huge amount of money, or encourage the gambling in the game. So you can, so essentially, this is kind of unclear because it's more like the translation that we're getting here, but it would include things like, yeah, they're participating in these big battles, like the sieges or the battle over bosses, and it could be something as, straightforward as you choose a character and you collect some money from somebody and you just target that character, beat their ass, So yeah, the association plans to file a class action lawsuit if the FTC's investigation turns out to be true about this situation. So right now, the FTC is actually doing an on-site investigation. They've gone to the building, which means that these claims hold at least enough merit that they're willing to, go through all the paperwork and process in order to do this audit. So we'll see what the audit holds, but it sounds to me like they're fucking cooked, honestly. And it's unclear whether it involves rogue employees or if it's an actual company culture thing. But it certainly seems when you watch the breadth of the Lineage game, the Lineage sphere, there does seem to be, in my head, the accounting just doesn't make sense. Just the amount of money that's seemingly spent in the game. And I get it that it's making a lot of money. Lineage, this is actually another, article I wanted to bring up. Where is it at? Yeah, it's starting to catch on now. More news outlets starting to release. GameDeveloper.com. Yeah. But NCSoft 1Q 2024. Won't get any worse, it says. So, they're, Throne and Liberty isn't doing so well in Korea. So, it's doing so poorly that they're not even releasing the numbers anymore for that game specifically. They used to list all the different games, but now they just have it as mobile and PC in their financial statements. But yeah, they have, the stock price has gone down significantly, and the money that they've made, let's see, yeah, they lowered their price on NCSoft from 310 to 280, and it cuts to the earnings estimates. So they've definitely, they definitely having their own troubles at the moment. Future growth depends on Throne and Liberty, and they're kind of going all in on this for the Amazon Games release of Throne and Liberty. They're kind of going all in on the fact that that might take off in the States and make a lot of money, which honestly, like, a lot of MMO players in the US, they're not very impressed with the game. Like, in my eyes, it kind of resembles, like, you know, it's that World of Warcraft style, you know, open third-person MMO, but it looks like a lot of stuff that people have seen before, you know? Like, it's something you might play for a little bit with your friends and then kind of get bored of later. And they're planning on doing, you know, the open market house and shit like that. So this couldn't come at a more inopportune time for them. When that game's set to release, yeah, current price, target price $330, current price $269. So if you're trying to buy some stock in foreign game companies, you can definitely pick up some NC stock. But yeah, Throne of Liberty needs to generate average daily revenue at least 600 million won in 2024 in order for them to not be fucked, apparently. Continue to see declining revenue from existing titles, with 3Q23 revenue plunging 18% for Lineage M, 36% year over year for Lineage 2M, and 54% year over year for Lineage W. So W has seen the biggest hit out of all these games, and it's honestly, it's, you know, considering the prices of this shit, it's kind of no wonder. Like, the game's in a state right now where it's like, if you're still playing the game, it's because you know what you're getting yourself into. You know, like me myself, I am very confident in my abilities as a player, and you know, and I do enjoy myself a little gambling now and again, and I have a good headspace around like what a game like this, how you need to behave around a game like this, because this game is very much a casino game, you know. So yeah, that shit's crazy. It is really crazy. Hard to believe, honestly, that it happened, you know, now of all times, but I mean, there's so much shit going on, you know, and the math doesn't add up in my head to a degree where I'm not surprised that a story like this broke. But I didn't expect a full-ass, I didn't expect a full-ass FTC investigation, that's for sure. What a shame. Yeah, all I hope is that, you know, we get a clear answer on what's happened with this, and that if they are fined or something like that, which they probably will be, that'll be the punishment. I would hope that it would be substantial enough to dissuade this type of activity in the future. That fine that Nexon got didn't even come close to the amount of money they made. But this seems, I mean, they do the rate manipulation stuff more than likely, but it's still remains to be known whether there's backroom deals involving actual company representation versus just some random rogue employees trying to make their money on the side. So we'll see. We'll see how this investigation plays out. The FTC is going to you. That's because you started fucking with someone's money to a degree, which they don't. People don't like when you fuck with their money. People don't like when they fuck with. God damn. They are innocent until proven guilty. I think that's a right, or that's a thing that usually extends to individuals. Corporations, if it makes viable business sense for them to do some shit, and like not address this immediately when it was starting to happen, you know, because with the amount of money that's being passed around, you can't stay blind to that. It's like, you know, it's like being the card room that all the gangsters go and gamble at. It's like you're not innocent just because you say that you have a pack of cards and a table and some beer. That's all that you provide in this situation. That's not how that works. I'm dumb as hell. Free. Hey, nice. Oh. Woohoo! Funny. I could do. Second, maybe. Oh, that's so lame, bro. I don't know why it doesn't just work. It'd be nice to be able to, you know, as a mage with tornado. Good. Was that everything? Should be. Paper. Okay. Alright. I kind of want to do this right, honestly. Because if I'm going to report on this, I want to do it well. Actually put in hustle, the work. So, as we grind some of these quests, we're going to write out our little thing.
Do you need something in particular? What are you looking for?
So alright. Buy that back. Nope. So what I want to talk about, that's the real. Well, I think about it. NCSoft SEC on-site investigation. NCSoft FTC on-site investigation. So, what we know is that first is Holly broke the story for 2020. Yeah, so it's kind of like some trash homepage type deal. But it's been corroborated by other daily newspapers. Nearly available high performance items, super counts, stack other users. This is NCSoft is suspected of creating and running so-called super accounts in popular mobile games Lineage M and for 1,000 Lineage players filed a collective complaint against the developer, saying it's still competition rather than. So this is just read the article. Corroborated. Read. I saw more things now too. At GameDeveloper.co, PC Gamer. Yeah, so now we got a PC Gamer article. So it's corroborated by Korea Jungang Daily. Damn it, I'm trying to copy the website name. Korea Jungang Daily. I just want to copy the website name, god damn it. Why is it so hard to do? Covered by Korean Jungang Daily and the Gamer. Okay, and I could just read one because I'm guessing the PC Gamer article doesn't really go further into it, more than likely. Report by Korea Herald says commission involves 10 companies. Yeah, this is the old one from 2019. Never mind. This one's not. That's not what they're. Let me do from the last. Anytime last. unfair terms. A2? Okay. What is this? KBS. Alpha Biz. Ollie. Wait a second. Is that even true? Let me see. Is there a Korea Fair Trade Commission? Yeah, they have a Fair Trade Commission. Let's see if they have a press release. Because normally they would do some type of press release. Publication. Press release. Microsoft ABK merger. They're off from 2023. Let me go back. That's just a subtitle. Yeah, the original. Alright, so this is somebody else. DJ. Let's follow it to this game. Game. Hey, South Korea game music. A game.
Cry and beg for mercy.
Or
Jeez, I can't believe how busy I am.
that's done. Left. Go ahead and open my bullshit. Got an epic card. Oh, nice. 30 fighting score. Okay. Run over this way. See. What's the story on the stream? I'm about to get into it. I'm just doing my due diligence right now. I'm making sure that the things that the article claimed happened actually happened. Because I figured if this is something that, you know, a further audience would consume, I want to make sure I'm not just latching onto some random thing. Because I saw that the article was submitted to two different websites by the same guy. So I wanted to make sure that someone else wrote something, and it looks like... So... Paul Lee is that one of them, but Lee J. Lim is the other guy. But Paul Lee was on two different, well, it says Alpha Biz, so maybe that's why. So that's not suspicious. I think he was the guy who broke the story. Yeah. Super account suspicion. So he did that one. And then there's this Lee JLM guy. So it's probably fine. I'm seeing if the Korean FTC tried to make a statement on it. Alright. Let me let these cards open up really quick. I want my mythic, please. Thank you. But essentially, to give you a quick rundown, so a quick rundown is essentially NCSoft has been accused of running what's called super accounts, which are basically admin created accounts that have all the best items and shit like that, and they're letting those characters like compete in the actual game, whether that's like a third party or the employees themselves who are doing this, or you know, whether it's the company itself doing it. It's unclear, but they actually had the Korean FTC conduct an on-site investigation at their office. So I'm trying to figure out if that on-site investigation actually took place. And then if I can somehow confirm that, then you know, I'll obviously say so. But you know, if I don't find that, I have to make sure that make that clear. So I'm not like, because if it turns out to be some bullshit, you know, at the very least I was like, well, I looked into it, so. But to me, it looks bad. It doesn't look good at all. I think just based on how everything's kind of run, it's one of those things where you're not shocked when a story like this breaks. And it's gonna be interesting to see who gets implicated in something like that, you know? But not that I'm cheering for anyone to go down, it's just, you know, if your gambling game is having its odds manipulated to that extent, where they're just literally they're just admin spawning in characters, then what the fuck's the point of, like, people putting all this money into the game? You know, why don't you just spawn them in a fucking super character, essentially? But, it's no good. No good. Yeah, so they got corroborated by Korean Jugang Daily and PC Gamer. So NC Soft accused of creating using admin 8 super which have did game order grade for 2 reasons. 1, to drive player spending to drive players to compete via spending. And then participate. Competitive game activity. I'll just say, yeah. Activities. Drive players to compete. Yeah, driving players compete via spending models. Let's see. Korea Game Association, Game User Association. Represent first time. Well, it's not the first time. Well, I guess the first time in a response to a complaint. Because apparently they do these regular audits, because that's why they got caught, or somebody got caught in 2016. I'll just say that. Filed a claim with the SEC. Don't have to worry about this the first time. User group runs super count. Probably count said multiple incidents have proven the existence, but players have failed to respond to players' objections. Unfair Trade Act terminates users without rational cause and tends to compete and gamble. This act also violates Fair Trade Act and Act of Protection of So this is just saying that there's a complaint been filed. So now I'm trying to find this Korea Game Users Association, because they would have done a press release. Sure. Profit, overview, purpose, history, articles related, after establishment.
Things associated with received donations from game companies, reject use. Current Agency Prison Association, Maple Story, Practical Education. I think they, yeah. As a market share, PC room market share plummet. Yeah, so there's some story behind this group. They were involved with the Maple Story thing, apparently. So they have hit these companies before. This is also kind of like... It's interesting, it's just a little bit, what's it called? Like, new, you know? It's hard to, like, accurately report on this at the moment. Nice, I got new things. Nice, physical defense, magic defense, magic accuracy, magic damage, and oh, I got my stun resistance! Yay! Yay! Gotcha games. Very cool. 7% stun resistance. Max damage and max accuracy. Def. Gotta do our stupid ass fusions. Alright, so they're Cloud Play FTC. Yeah. Current point. KGUA is associated with Maple Story relation. Okay. 81. Oh, 9 out of 81. That's pretty good. $18 out of 18. That's not okay. 1 out of 4. And 1. Alright. Admin tools. Play with FTC. For these articles, FTC has site unclear whether this has the taken. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so let's go back. So let's go look for the results in the past. Wiki. Hey, this is the... Go back. Let me see. Improving awareness of gaming culture, gaming culture, political RTUs, those push me. Yeah, it's just news about gaming culture. Then this one is the KMI, which I think this is the other news site that. Kim Ji-yoon. KMI. I mean, it's been posted on a lot of different places. Just L News. This is 2 days ago. This is it. Song you could kill. According to the industry's explanation on the 22nd, so there is a 22nd article on the 22nd. So I'm gonna get one no matter the outcome of this. Alright. Thank you. Thank you. And there we go. So on the 22nd, Korea FTC. So let's try this. Korea FTC 4/22/2024. Closed commission meeting, April 22nd. Deb, give me the old yeah. No. One of them's. Let's get it. Come on, baby. On first. No, don't take the hit. Hit him, block it, chop him. No, don't get chopped. You gotta beat him. You gotta slap him. Give him the old chop. Give me old chop. No. No. Yeah. Yeah. No gambles. See, this is the NCSoft rate manipulation. I've proven it here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Money! Yay, I got paid! I got paid for my work. Awesome. I got chopped. I got chopped. Alright, so 1,000 Gamers, NCSoft. This one is published by Lee J. Lim. Okay. So yeah, this commission meeting closed to the public. Consideration non-public law enforcement matter. Expect to attend closed meeting. Meeting will be closed to the public. Well, it's reported that they've done it. So, and it said on the 22nd. So if we do past week, we should catch some. Korea Daily. Let's go back and Coach Michael Kors, UFSCT. 22nd, Administrative Part 3. That's the FTC.gov. Yeah. Which I think that was the other one too, is with the FTC, not with... Yeah, that's the FTC, that's not the Korean FTC. What's the Korean FTC called? Korean FTC. Korean FTC. That's right there. Okay. Okay, ftc.go.kr seems to be the official. Yeah, this seems to be the official thing. So notice. Regarding violation. Human Section Electric Commerce Fair Trade Commission violations imposed by the in order to urge compliance corrective order related official document by registered sent to the address of business due lack of closure. Trade Procedure Act. and looks like a personal thing. Franchise. Fair Trade Commission news. Let's see. The complaint was on the 22nd. Air term webtoon platform offer. Full gift certificate. Subcontract and unfair advertising. Operational. Yeah, I'm struggling to find anything about it. So it's, ooh. I think I have the name right here. It is. Oh. Gongjongo de Anjongole Wanhui Gongjongoli Wanhe or Wanwei Dole. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so if I do this. Okay. Press release. Yeah, they haven't done a press release recently. There's something. Games compete platforms. Software suite. Taxi. Tesla. Oh wait, I forgot I'm translating. NC. In. Ball. Hey, just search on the website. Nope, nothing on the website. So I guess, yeah, it remains to be seen whether this is actually a thing that took place. Because we have a couple of articles, but I'm really not finding anything, like, official. Maybe if I type the name of the actual thing and then type NCSoft. That one. Alright, so we got kind of the same deal, looks like. But looks like we're getting a little bit further down the hole. Super count. Lineage super count be revealed. Fair Trade Commission the on-site investigation. Economic review. Fair Trade Commission begins investigation. This one looks pretty Monoville. Investigation Emily. Knowing that investigation is being conducted in relation to apparent suspicions. According to the gaming industry on the 20th. Maybe this. Alright, what is this saying? Damn it. Where's the art? Yeah. It said on the 22nd. Let's see. Henry. They're performing. So it just says according to the gaming industry. I'm still not seeing that actual like official. It just says like according to the game industry this day. What does that even mean? Like the game industry dispatched them to Songnam City, where NCSoft on the 22nd. Maybe it's because the FTC hasn't released an official thing. Yeah. Fair Trade Commission investigation is in game industry spreading in all directions. I mean, they are doing other ones, so it looks like, yeah, I mean, all right, so other organizations have Korean game or other company have been investigated. Recently, similar. About the 2 layoffs. Yeah, exactly. One fall, the other broke. Maybe publish yet? Well, maybe, but I'm thinking, you know, when a organization like the FTC conducts an investigation, sometimes they do press release when those happen, but sometimes they do it and then they give the press release later. So maybe that's the case. I'm not exactly sure how an organization like this functions in South Korea. But they've been doing it to others, so they clearly have the authority to do something like this. Yeah, conducted on-site investigations last week into other games. Night Crow Ragnarok.
I've been investigating recently. Investigation. The continuation of an industry. So well, I'll leave the FC, but not really PC gamer. I'll just say various outlets. He's using admin tools, create super characters, prosecuting game activity, regular user education. Late. This is people who are associated with the Maple Story case. Investigation sees a continuation of industry-wide investigations, and several years back, or not even that long ago, was it Nexon rate manipulation? Yeah, this is in January 4th of 2024. So, January 4th, 2024, Nexon fined Maples. There's 0% chance sometimes. They just turned it off. They turned the faucet off. But they forgot to tell everyone that they turned the faucet off. So fair. They are fined 11.6 billion won. 6 billion won. So what's that in dollars? $8 million. $8.5 million. 8.5. $8.5 million USD for rate manipulation. People start. 8.5 million in grab closer place markers. Yeah, exactly. Like the story's there because somebody caught wind of it. Because obviously, if the FCC sends like a crew to investigate someone, it's gonna get noticed. It's not like those things go completely unnoticed, usually. So, yeah. He needs to go out of business. Business model is just a scam, worse than a lottery scam that was sold at the stationery store for a Cookman store. It deceives users still think about Lineage from 1999. Our country's gaming industry is going bankrupt because of things like that. Yeah, I mean, that's a good sentiment to have. Like, a company like NCSoft is, like, they've just been, especially with this game, siphoning so much money from their users. An absurd amount of money. Oh, Kim Dong-hyun. 안녕하세요, Kim Dong-hyun. That's crazy. Alright. Well, I think I got it. I think I'm ready. Oh, Yunbei. 안녕하세요. Fucking Yunbei. Shiba Yunbei. 안녕. Alright. So I'm gonna give it my best shot. Either this gets published or it doesn't, but we'll try our best. Okay. Let me turn this off. Okay. Turn the game video back on. It's like they were mad about how much Star Wars Outlaw is. Yeah, but at least in Star Wars Outlaw, you know, maybe they will put a casino in that game. But it's like, imagine if you went to the casino and you found out that the motherfuckers were literally like the people that would win and stuff were all the. I mean, and obviously this is a story that's pretty common in like the mafioso days and shit like that. But it's like, yeah, imagine you go to the casino and the people actually winning big are all associated with the casino, and the people, and then when you win big, some bullshit tends to happen where somehow you just don't get paid out as much as you should. And it's like, that's not necessarily what's going on here, because there's also that third layer of there being a video game between the company and people, you know. So, but essentially it's the same thing. Imagine the video game is the casino. So the company is taking and siphoning all that money that people are putting into the casino, and, you know, and not only are they doing that, because, you know, they own the game, so they can take as much money from people as they want, I guess. But now they're able to fucking, like, they're forcing people to spend more by doing things like the super characters and stuff like that. So they're strong-arming people who go to their casino to gamble more, ensuring that they lose, you know, all those other things that you could do at a casino if you ran it and didn't give a fuck about laws, you know, or authorities. So, alright. Let me get a little drink of water and I'll be ready. By drink of water, I mean drink of wine. Okay. Make sure I'm ready. I'm all pretty for the camera. Okay. Actually, I need to do a new window capture. Okay. And this is the Korean Fair Trade Commission. Korean FTC. This. Okay. Alright. Ready. Ready. Brrrah, brrrah. Okay. I just want to find... Is this the alphabet one? Yeah, alphabet... U. Right here. This is the place that broke the story, apparently. Alrighty.
What's up, bud?
What's up, Olin? I'm gonna record myself a video. Gonna try to report this properly, because it's unclear whether the investigation is taking place actually, but there's a lot of things that point towards it being true. So I'm gonna make sure to state that, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about it.
Definitely when you record, because I'll just be hanging out and we'll be working on stuff.
Okay, I'll def myself. Wish me luck, sir.
Good luck.
Alrighty. 안녕하세요. Ni hao. Hello. So, there is not so great news in the Lineage world NCSoft, the most ethical company in the world, has been visited by the Korean Fair Trade Commission. So this story was broken by Paul Lee. Looks like alphabet.biz is his email, looks like. Yeah, alphabiz. And he has his email down here too, alphabiz. So this reporter seemingly broke the story. But essentially... Actually, let's go back. Try one more time. Alright. Reset. Alright. Hello, 안녕하세요, ni hao. Today, I have to report some not so great news from the Lineage world. It seems that NCSoft has been visited by the Korean FTC. They did an on-site investigation on the 27th, or the 22nd, and this was reported by Paul Lee at AlphaBiz and corroborated by a couple other outlets as I'm looking through. But essentially what seemingly has happened is they've been accused of using admin tools, like employees and managers at the company have been using admin tools to create these super characters, which have all the super rare best gear in the game, and they've been taking those characters and fighting people in the game. And maybe it's been accused that they are doing this in order to drive people's spending habits to make them compete and spend more, because in a pay-to-win game, the way you compete is by spending more money. And this game has a lot of different spending models to throw your money away into. But this complaint was filed by the Korean Game User Association. They have been involved with the MapleStory rate manipulation case that broke back in January. And that's right here. So as you can see, Nexon was fined over $8 million for manipulating item drop rates in MapleStory. Basically, they were turning off the faucet, and there's a 0% chance for the item to be drawn. And they didn't tell the players that they were doing this. So they were fined... Let's see, it says they were fined 8.5 million USD, 11.6 billion won. So this certainly is in line with other investigations that have been going on. And so this is the same association that's filing this complaint. And they're saying they're representing 1,000 users in this complaint being filed. So per these articles, it says that the Korean FTC, known as the Gongjong Gole Wiwonhwe. Gongjong Gole Wiwonhwe. So it's unclear at the moment whether this actually has taken place, but other companies have also been investigated in the recent weeks, as seen. Let's see. Miss 7 days. They plan to set up a temporary headquarters in NCSoft and conduct an investigation for 7 days. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, previously Fair Trade Commission launched on-site investigation regarding suspicions of item manipulation probability by game companies such as Gravity and We Made Games. So these games, these guys made Night Crows, We Made Games, and Gravity makes Ragnarok. So these are big games that are being investigated. So NCSoft being investigated just seems to be the next step in this industry-wide investigation that FTC seems to be doing. So it remains to be seen what this investigation is going to hold, but I know at the very least for people like me who are playing this game, I can see why a lot of people would be very angry, especially at a time that NCSoft has seen declining revenue across all games, you know. So it just, when you're talking about situations like this, usually there are situations that create the, you know, the conditions for controversies like this to occur. And so from the third quarter of 2023, all their games have seen drops in revenue. It says right here,
18% year over year for Lineage M, 36% year over year for Lineage 2M, and 54% year over year for Lineage W, which is the game that I'm currently playing. And in order to deal with this, NCSoft says that their future growth depends on Throne of Liberty. So they're kind of going all in on this play with Amazon Games to kind of reverse the downward trend that they're seeing with their sales. And as everyone is pretty well aware of this point, Throne of Liberty was widely lambasted whenever it was introduced because it had all the same trappings that this game does with the auto hunting and the pay to win, and they completely changed a lot of the or not completely changed. They changed the movement mechanics and combat mechanics a little bit, but ultimately they ended up keeping the real money market, I believe. So like the rare items, you would still trade them for the diamonds, or whatever that game's gonna have. But it just doesn't seem to be like the type of game that MMO players are like really shaking to play right now. From what I've been seeing, the reception in the US seems to be, oh, this is another, you know, World of Warcraft style MMO. And that's not, when you're trying to turn around year over year drops like this, that's not really what you want to be hearing from your potential audience. So, and a scandal like this certainly isn't something you'd want to see either. It's not going to reflect well on the release of their brand new game in the United States. As Throne of Liberty hasn't been very popular in the Korea. It's so unpopular that they don't even report the numbers. They would report the income and user base per game, and now they don't do it anymore. They do mobile games and they do PC games. So, and that's how well that Throne of Liberty is doing. Like, let's see, Throne of Liberty, Korea, player base, player count. Yeah, ranked 20th in Korea, and that's from 4 months ago. That is not good. Oh, yeesh. So, yeah, it's just another really bad thing on top of an already bad year for NCSoft. I mean, I hope that the investigation is completed thoroughly, and whoever's responsible for doing this stuff is thoroughly investigated, and hopefully, I don't know, hopefully something good comes from all this, because it's definitely not a good situation you want to find yourself in. Alright. I'd probably chop that up into something useful. I'll just cut it up. Chop, chop. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm done.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
How'd it go?
Fine. I probably chopped it up into something useful. I might try it again in the morning if I have energy. I didn't follow my notes as much as I wanted to.
That's alright.
Yeah. What you doing, sir? What you working
like 4
on?
things at once.
4 things at once.
Yeah.
And
Learning through this course about indie development and listening to ASMR and trying to make a branch to get started on some stuff.
the classic. And how do you feel? How do you feel is that helping your stress levels, or is that intensifying?
Helping. I think, I don't know. I'm a workaholic.
Yeah, I've kind of been on that whole.
Nothing really to stress about. You know, I don't have like kids and shit.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I do sensory overload. You know.
especially when
Right.
I'm working.
Yeah, I got ADHD pretty bad, so it's almost like it's weird.
Like blocks out the noise.
Bombarding my senses. Yeah, like there's a sweet spot that all of a sudden I'm in a flow state with like fucking polyrhythms in the background and like some women whispering and like brown noise and
a lot of layers.
yeah, sometimes I'll have 3 or 4 videos playing at once, and sometimes I'll put earplugs in underneath my headphones so that I can try and block out all the traffic noise and like cats and dogs and shit.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, John. Oh, I think you're right. I think GTA 6 is gonna be bad in terms of pricing. Because if anyone could pull that shit, it would probably be Rockstar. Listen, you're gonna be playing this game for the next fucking 20 years, so it costs $100. Sorry.
I mean, you look at Red Dead Redemption 2, and it is kind of crazy that it's applied to the same pay scale as all the other games that are $70.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 is definitely like, to me, it would be like, well, it's still to me maybe a $70 game, but
Nah, man, those games should be about $120 now.
yeah,
If they kept up with inflation.
yeah. I'm just thinking in
Like,
terms of
what was
like,
the-
Red Dead 2 was big, but I'm thinking like, could they have gone bigger if it was like $120? And if it was like, you know, well, that's the thing about Rockstar. They're the like one of the few publishers that seems to just throw the whole kitchen sink at fucking game dev, and then they're kind of shitty in all the other.
Okay, Chrono Trigger was the first game that was just over $70 in 1995.
Yeah,
Let's see, $70.
yeah, I know. SNES games are fucking pricey too. I think SNES games are $60. It was around PlayStation, I think, that when they started stamping on discs, I think it got a lot cheaper. The disc a lot easier to mass produce than a cartridge.
So that game was $140 when it came out. Essentially. Adjusted for inflation. That's why I'm saying, like, it's not only like that inflation has happened, it's significant. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy to think that people are paying for these products that are so much bigger and more advanced and take more people and stuff, and they're still paying the same price.
Yeah, and that it's one of those many things where like the accounting doesn't seemingly make a whole lot of sense.
It's been a problem that the industry has spoiled its consumer.
Back in the day, sports games were way more than event. That makes sense.
Like, everybody expects free and stuff now. It's like, how do you make money?
Yeah, but it goes the other way too. You know, it's like the free stuff is utilized in a way to exploit the player too. So it's like it's not a one-sided thing. In terms of things being cheaper
if you're
and
faced with
accessible.
the choice of pretend to be free and monetize it that way, or bleed your margins because you're charging $70 for your game. That took.
I think the ideal is probably, and this is like kind of shitty because it's, you know, a lot of people hate it, but it kind of is the Star Wars Outlaw thing, but not in like the way they're doing it. It's more in like the way that like, I'm thinking it's almost analogous to theme parks or whatever the hell, because that's what they're all trying to do with the season passes like that, trying to treat games like theme parks. But if you really did that and took it a step further, it would be like, you know, you could have special events in the game that are also like worth the money and stuff like that. And yeah, that sucks for the people that miss out on events and stuff, but
I think it needs to be less tied to the game that you're playing right then and there, and more tied to like this is like the extra bit, you know. It's hard to explain. I'm thinking like when Fortnite did their concerts and shit like that. It's cool to do that shit in game for free, but maybe, you know.
Fortnite really is an example of them advertising their engine, and it got bigger than they thought it would ever get.
Yeah.
So like their monetization policy and stuff, I don't think was like something that was well thought out. But they're copying the Roblox formula of creating an ecosystem essentially.
Yeah, I think every game needs to do it slightly different, because there's certainly so many places. Because like I think at how much it probably costs to produce Hollow Knight, and like that game obviously like it's very, very well produced, and it looks like it costs like for the size of that team, it looks like it costs a pretty penny to produce too. But they're also able to make that back just purely off of just the game doing well sales wise with the traditional model. I think
they are definitely an exception though. Most people don't find that success.
I think a huge part should become from like just the honesty of your model. You know, like if your game's a fucking casino, just be a fucking casino. Stop bullshitting.
How many people do you think were credited for Hollow Knight in the first game?
I can't remember I remember watching the credits. There were quite a few people in there, but it's still not like insane. It's not like a.
Well, 109 people were credited. Well, there's 123 credits. 24 of them were special thanks.
Okay, so like 80 people in that company made it. But that's like, and that includes everyone from top to bottom too.
Mhm.
I mean that is a very sizable company, yeah. But it's, you know, probably like 5 times the size of our company, so.
Yeah, and I think about myself, if indie dev were to become sustainable for myself, I would have to replace my salary.
Yeah.
And that I just think like, what if I reached that point and then like that became public knowledge that my salary, I'm pretty sure I would get raked over the coals as an indie dev if I made what I believe is what like I should be making in order to value my time appropriately.
Yeah, maybe. That's something for society to deal with, I guess.
Yeah, well, I don't even think like I have a crazy big salary or anything like that. Certainly not for my role. Like, probably total is somewhere between 140 and 150,000, including like benefits, including stock options and stock discounts.
Yeah.
It's like that is the proposition of putting everything into a game and then putting it onto the market, and then people being like, I shouldn't have to pay for this. I should only pay $2.50.
Yeah, it's an indie game.
Like $5. And I get it, money is hard to come by, but like people go to the movie theater and spend $45 in one night. Like people, so I don't know what it is with video games that people don't think they're getting the value out of it that they deserve when they're spending that dollar amount, but like. So I think,
maybe the perspective has to shift a little bit, but I think, you know, that's the battle of just like running the creation of a game as a business, is like acknowledging those market forces and trying to, you know, either keep your costs low to the point where you can release a game for what you feel is a reasonable price that still competes in the market. Because like I've seen games that, like, you look at both what's it called, there's that stupid ass Willem Dafoe game, remember, where he breaks into your apartment and kills your wife and you or some shit. That top down game. I have no idea what that is. Remember, it was Willem Dafoe game that he breaks in your apartment. It's called like 60 Minutes or something like that, or 60. I don't know what what's it called. It was on Steam.
I'm not familiar.
Game. 12 minutes. It's called 12 minutes.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I found it on Steam.
Yeah. So 12 minutes. That game probably costs a lot of money, and they're selling it for $25. You know, because they have Daisy Ridley, Willem Dafoe, James McAvoy. So they have these big names in here. But like, you look at the game itself. Or a couple rooms, a couple mechanics. They spent most of the focus on like kind of the what ifs inside of each particular room, you know.
How many hours of gameplay do you get out of it?
12 minutes.
That's it?
No, there's multiple endings, and there's multiple ways to deal with the situation, and yeah, it's
So go on Steam right now. You played it.
I've watched people play it. I haven't played it.
Okay, I was gonna say tell me how many minutes you played it.
Oh no,
Maybe this guy
no,
played it.
I didn't play it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm looking to see if somebody I know owns it.
It did very well critically. I'm not sure how well it did commercially. It seemed like it did decently.
Well, the answer is if they made any more games after it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's what we're all trying to do, is just to fund what we actually want to fund.
Comments, financial. Steam stats. It made 3.9 million gross revenue. Per
3.9 million. I wonder what the budget was.
Yeah, it says 206k units sold. Oh, they made Stray, the publisher. That's what John says. Annapurna Interactive.
Yeah, it's Annapurna. Annapurna did make Stray. They also made Journey, and I think those are the two big ones.
They seem to have done well for themselves.
Yeah, since they got Annapurna on board, I mean, Annapurna is published.
So yeah,
the developer was Luis.
Yeah, and Luis Antonio
has a publishing.
And that's the only
he's
game.
Probably working on something.
It says it's the only game.
He had to have gotten. He would had to have known somebody, or he got the funding from Annapurna, based off of a demo he made.
Yeah, maybe. And
Which
but that's what I'm saying.
route.
It's like it's the large source of your stress is simply just you're saying you're not Annapurna, you're not Luis Antonio, and what I'm saying is that that's not necessarily like the it's kind of moot to even think about that, you know. You just gotta do things, and you're doing things right now, and proud and happy.
Yeah, no, I wasn't arguing that. Like he is somebody that I'm just observing the background of this game. I'm really curious how many hours of gameplay it is.
And I would guess, like, just from what I've seen, there's like
6 and 8 hours, between 6 and 8 hours.
Yeah, something like that. If you try to go for everything.
So name one other thing, and it's not on sale right now. It could be on sale for way less, but
yeah,
name
probably
one other thing that you can get 6 to 8 hours of entertainment for $25.
Go down to behind the Wendy's. Not a whole lot though. Yeah, I mean most of it. Yeah, it's pretty inexpensive when you talk about it.
You can't bowl for 6 to 8 hours for $25.
Yeah, but people
So
also
I
pay to
think
ride on the fucking whenever I went to Colorado, I paid to ride on the fucking bike. What's it called? Like they have in Austin, the bike wagon. And what did that end up costing? Like $35, I think, something like that. I don't know. It's situation. How can you make that money back?
Yeah, it's a perceived value, and like I don't know what it is about video games. I think the public has been spoiled by the fact that they've been trying to sell units, like volume of units is what it's all about. It's a digital product.
Yeah.
So there's an incentive to mark it down as low as possible because there's no supply. It's only demand.
John says Resident Evil Village is $20 right now. It's $16 right now. I'm gonna buy Resident Evil Village. Fuck that. God damn.
So, but ultimately, the point I was going to get at is I think that we're probably going to try and target $20 to $25 as like our price range for Viridian.
I think that's a very fair price. I think it's a good indie price because like, especially in terms of like you're crafting, like you said, it's an experience. Crafting something that people can engage with and stuff in. Yeah, it's up to people whether or not that they fucking they take it.
The idea to me would be somebody who's deciding if they would go watch a movie that evening or like
check out
wants
a new
to just
game.
sit down with their significant other and like they have somebody watch over their shoulder or like that it's an afternoon of entertainment.
Yeah.
Well,
I know one piece of actual like 100% solid advice is don't make it less than 2 hours, because then you will get fucked by the public.
Right.
Because they'll just refund it. Fucks. That's pretty sad. I hate that shit. But...
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, you really wouldn't see that with any other product.
Effectively.
People sneak in the movie theater.
Made it to where you can't have 2-hour video games. Like that's effectively what it's.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty. Yeah, 100%. Then I wouldn't publish it on Steam if that was the case. Like you could wishlist it and then
the game's gonna be longer than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Our target is 6 to 8 hours. So.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a matter of is this person going to blast through it or are they going to get lost in the world that we're creating? Because we're kind of creating a universe that has a story that happens in it, but
that's a challenge for the writing then is to make it so that the through line is long enough and that your branches are it's like a taller tree with shorter branches, potentially.
Yeah.
If you have an amount of wood, which is your energy as a game dev, then yeah, you're building either a short tree with many long ass branches or a tall tree with short ass branches.
Right now we're building a framework that then it's gonna at a certain point there's gonna be a switch that's flipped that's like okay now it's just about like content generation.
Yeah.
For this playpen that we've created and like the story is the through line but in between all of that there's gonna
all the other activities that you can do and just I feel like what you're going for is what was that game with the stupid ass dark web game, but something way more like actually well written and well thought out.
Dark web game.
It's
not Prawn.
Huh? No, not Prawn. It's a newer one called what's that game? I think it might be called Game. Welcome to the Game, maybe? Is that it?
What a great marketable fucking game name that is, man.
I think it is Welcome to the Game, actually. Yeah. It's Welcome to the... Because they made a sequel, I think. Yeah, Welcome to the Game, too.
I'm gonna take a look at this game. $5.
I'll destroy you.
Yeah, it had some little...
Significantly higher.
Yeah. And it was kind of shitty, too. It was literally just cashing off the dark web craze that happened, Welcome to the Game 2 is way more well produced. You can see that.
Welcome to the Game 2.
Yeah, the sequel is like that. The sequel, I think, is more in line with your fidelity.
I'll destroy you.
Flex Studios.
I'll destroy you.
They do it for $10.
I'll destroy you.
Welcome to the game.
I'll destroy you. I'll destroy you. I'll destroy you. You can't get away.
Yeah, this is similar, but still not really close to the fidelity in terms of like
Yeah, with the art style you're going
Feel.
for and feel, yeah.
feel and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because once again, this game is just cashing in on like a certain craze. You know,
Yeah,
they put
it
together
looks like
something
it-
relatively simple. You know, they did like they built their simulator. But ultimately they had the same kind of bullshit ass story, and yeah, it doesn't. What you're doing seems way more like well written, well conceived. I'm looking.
It's cohesive is what we're trying to.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's very much.
It feels more like
Yeah.
X Files, like Zulu, like because it's kind of going for that. Well, not so much Cthulhu as like Stephen King.
Yeah.
Shitty ass computer. Looking into
The
secrets.
hook is that I want somebody to look at it and to like not know why, but immediately feel familiar, like they're at home because they've used. And it's like that uncanny valley kind of oh, this is familiar, but it's different. It's nostalgic but different. So that's the hook, I think, of the game. Really, is that the visual.
Well, I
like,
think
the aesthetic.
I think you should play this game then, because at least then you can see
Yeah.
aesthetically like how things didn't work in that, and because it's the same perspective a little bit, even though I'm not sure if you're gonna be moving that, but
No, that's
at the very
that's
least, like the
thing, is,
perspective
like-
when you're facing the computer, you know.
Yeah, and using an operating system as a part of your game, and
Yeah, exactly.
because it's going to be a big part of the game is
Yeah, if there's
digging
anything
up
about this
shit
game
on
that
the
gives you the
web.
feeling that you're looking for. And it's like, why did it give me
Yeah.
that feeling if you do feel it, and then if you didn't, why didn't it give me that feeling? What could I do to more
Right.
get in tune with that? I think it's a good
but
pick.
but the OS doesn't look like a believable OS. It looks like an OS in a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
A bootleg Unix distro or something. But what we're trying to do is like create an alternate reality where it's like you look at that computer screen and it's like that looks like something that could have existed.
Yeah.
Sounds, feels like something that could have existed. And it's baked into all of it is that a lot of the stuff I've talked to you about, like simulacra and like simulations of things, like things being filtered through like copycats, and
Yeah.
like it's a big part of the game. So the whole concept is, yeah, it's like, oh, you're a game within a game, like kind of like storytelling that's similar to the way what's his name? Nolan writes his movies. Like, oh, there's like this story going on, but it's actually one day and 1 week and 1 month all at the same time, or like Inception's a dream within a dream within a dream, and these things are happening all at the same time. So it can be a bit confusing, but I don't know. It's just a more modern way of writing stories.
Yeah. And that's a very interesting thing to approach from a gameplay perspective too. Like,
Yeah.
I think in my head when I think about something like that, from like a gameplay perspective, I'm thinking like it's kind of like how, well, not even. I was gonna say like metagaming or something, you know, where you're taking up things outside the game to influence things inside the game, but that's not really what.
It's like simulated
Yeah,
metagaming.
yeah, exactly. Like inside the game, you should feel like the tasks you are doing are connected, but not by the game, but by their natural existence in the space.
Yeah. I think it is easier than, like, it is easier than you would think, because people, hopefully when they play your game, they're playing it because they want to play it, you know? So
No, John, he does plan on making the OS its own a special thing, because that's from the trailer. What you're seeing in there is kind of like the big concept OS.
yeah, it's the gameplay works, but it's jank right now. It's the first version of it.
Yeah,
But the operating system will have a working start menu, a working dial-up system. The phone system will be a working phone system, so you can dial numbers, including like 911.
have it like have someone lambast you
Yeah.
for calling 911. Why are you calling 911? Emergency hotline.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
You know, I think that is where you can take it to have that kind of layer within layer type situation is like, yeah, exactly. You know that you've interacted with this, so maybe you know it's not smart to use the phone right now, you know, because
Yeah. One thing we are struggling with is every good game has an incentive to not fuck up. You know, there's a punishment. What is a punishment in this game, and what does it look like? What we thought about is that there is going to be alternate endings. We're not entirely sure exactly how many, or we're not going to disclose that publicly. But then the question is that really a punishment, or is that more of just more content? And so,
and some games are like open end like that, where it's just all about the multi.
right.
And it's not about particular losing, because you lose on your way to getting one of those endings. But it seems like yours is less about.
Is there a fail state?
Yeah, yours is less about even losing, or like yours. That's still up in the air whether it's even an option. And I think there's also like gameplay solutions around things like that, you know, because something like Detroit Become Human, you know, where that has a lot of different possibilities, and then it lets you select key points along the timeline to go back and replay, you know.
We've decided that's not going to be
a thing.
We don't want people to, if they're going to get an alternate ending, they're going to have to replay the game. That's essentially the attitude we've come to on it.
Well, you can naturally make it kind of, because like, say the player already knows like a passphrase or something, so you could plan those specific puzzles at those checkpoints, quote unquote. So if the player knows that, hey, I just need to know to log into this website so that I can continue from this point in the game, you know?
And then at that point, there's an indefinite kind of like layer of secrecy that you can do to create like content that is the whole purpose is people want to dig in this universe to try and find the content that you've hidden.
Well, like you're saying, layers on layers. You know, say you know that password, so you enter it, but once again, that affects something else. You know, oh, this guy has logged in, he's already onto us. So the perceived antagonist of the game is responding to that player behavior. You know, which makes it become all the more real for the person playing it.
Imagine, for instance, this is like an extreme example, but imagine, because we were talking about the meta gameplay stuff and how we're simulating that, but also to think on top of that, if people are into the simulated, then they're probably going to be into it in real life.
Yeah.
So on top of that, you could do things like hide encrypted information within the code, so that if somebody data mines trying to find all the alternate endings, they find this encryption, and if they actually take it encrypted, it gives and decrypt it appropriately, it gives them a URL, and that URL just logs their IP, so that they're included in like a whitelist for an update that's going to be pushed out in the future. Like the possibilities are endless when it comes to if we expand the universe and it's successful and people wanting to like dissect it and take it apart and explore all the nooks and crannies of it.
Yeah. In that same vein, then from the business perspective, you have to think about the full cost of realizing something like that in terms of both your time and your. And
yeah, the good news is you can always make it easier, you know.
Yeah. So it's like from this. This is why it's still good that you're such an early stage, is because you have time to talk about all these types of things.
Yeah, and it's also I think we're doing it in an intelligent way that it's pretty dynamic. So as long as you build the MVP, the core story is there, and the framework is there to create Easter eggs. Essentially, you can just create Easter egg central, and you can if this was neat. What if this was neat? How long would it take us to do that?
Yeah.
And should we do it or not? And then from that point forward, it's just like layers upon layers and a thick universe. Just you feel like when you play the game, it's thick. Like it's just the air. I feel the air. I feel the particles in the air. I feel that I'm actually connecting to the net. I'm actually speaking to somebody on the phone or watching something on the television.
Yeah.
We're not trying to do ultra realistic fidelity for the sake of like capturing the way real life is, but we're trying to capture a feeling that can only be captured with a certain fidelity.
Yeah, I know. Like how
so we are using the HD render pipeline, which is a heavier pipeline for graphics.
I mean, it looks clean.
We have like
that's what you're using right now,
ray
right?
tracing and yeah,
it looks clean.
And that's really early still. It's just not optimized really at all.
I think you're in the position where it's just about climbing forward. Just continue making progress on those goals.
Yeah.
And then pivoting whenever something might be too doesn't quite fit in, because it needs to fit in exactly into your plans to a certain extent. You know, you're gonna have to do a lot of pivoting things. So just making sure that your vision isn't compromised while you're doing that, while also trying to. But as long as you're able to make forward progress, even if mistakes are made, that.
Right.
Yeah. Any delay costs more money and time. Yeah.
It conceivably the game could be completely scrapped and remade right now, but it's this is what I do for my day job, so it's like I've well engineered. I have pretty solid requirements for the whole game system.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it's playtesting, and is in playtesting with being careful to try to get a general but targeted demographic for those playtests, decide if the game's fun or not, and what can we do to make it fun if it's not fun.
Yeah.
So that's why, release date isn't going to be coming anytime soon. Like,
there are a lot of things to iron out.
Right. Really, we released a gameplay reveal, and maybe people would see that as misleading, because it really should be just a development trailer is essentially what it is.
Yeah.
But
I think there is very little things that like I would consider full showing gameplay, like showed a phone being picked up.
Yeah.
Computer screen. So I wouldn't. It doesn't seem like too indicative of like the final product's gameplay.
Right, but it also, it's public knowledge now that if you look at that you know what the gameplay is. That it's like you're going to be sitting in front of a computer, you're going to be answering the phone, you're going to be watching stuff on the TV, you're going to be browsing the internet, you're going to be using a text adventure in the browser, and there's going to be spooky shit going on. So like all that's been a secret. Like nobody's known that.
Okay, I see.
maybe you knew a little bit more because I spoke to you about it.
And I played the other games too, which kind of lead up to this.
Right.
No,
So
no, I
there's
get
a
you now,
gameplay
yeah.
reveal, but it's not an in-depth gameplay trailer. No, that will come after the first demo is complete, and we can record like pure gameplay.
Yeah, I think something like that would be perfect for like a first 10 minutes or something.
Because there's systems in the game are working, they're not necessarily working great together.
Yeah.
So. But all the tools to build a text adventure have been built. Right now, what I was going to work on, and since I've thought about it, I'm going to get started on it.
Okay. Yeah, it's about time for me. I'm gonna get off. I made my point with the bullshit. It's already me.
Yeah. Text adventure overworld OS. I'll be on here trying to make my dream come true for some reason.
Hey, that isn't that what I'm trying to do over here too?
Yeah.
Trying to make my dream come true with a gangster ass fucking shady ass game company. Ay. But
we want to be trying to be as transparent as possible because, in my opinion, that's the way you actually.
That's the way you
gain
develop.
trust.
Yeah, trust. This is by people see
So,
like,
hey, guys,
oh, you're gonna give it to me straight.
just-
Okay, cool.
Yeah, imagine if the game development company told you like, "Hey, this is the game we're making," and then they're like, "Oh, also we took out a $250,000 loan at this interest rate, so we need to make this amount of money back." And just wanted to let you guys know, like, this is where we are financially.
Yeah, the game will be priced at this.
Right, it's like, and then everybody, when they go like, "Why are you being greedy?" You say like, "Well, I just wanted to pay my salary and then fund the next game, and this is the reason why," and we were transparent the whole time.
Yeah, but then if every company did that, I don't even know what the world looked like. So maybe it would be a better place. But I doubt it.
Once we get to a size that competition will care, that's where
Yeah.
it becomes like, it's basically, you know, if I withhold this information, it looks like my business is more appropriate to be invested into. But then again, still, that's not the company that I want to run. The company I want to run is more like a cooperative, closer to the way HEB is operated, you know.
Yeah, HB that's a good company to look up to, honestly.
Yeah, as a business, they function in a marketplace that has extremely small margins, but they're able to do it and do it well.
And do it relatively fairly.
Yeah, so it's possible to be an ethical company. Yeah, a lot of people watch.
Hopefully, we can all try.
It's like that. I don't know if you're familiar with like Watcher. They just got. Valor and I have been a fan of theirs for a long time.
Yeah, me and Lanisha were too. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you kind of get it, and at the same time, it's like, but to have how extreme it was too, it's like, damn, that really sucks because it's just
right.
You kind of be like, hey, I'm gonna try something different, and everyone just fucking tries to annihilate you for.
Well, but also it's like, hey, you know how you've been supporting us in this way, and this is the product that you've created with us as our audience and our community. Yeah, we're not gonna do that anymore. It's like the community wasn't about money, and you suddenly made it all about money.
Yep.
And also, it's just like, you're acting like a business model hasn't been established that functions appropriately with studios, like.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, we're gonna be a TV studio thing.
And they're like, we would have had to shut our doors or lay people off. And it's like, okay, yeah, you need to have laid people off because you spent too much money. You know, that's what that means, right? Like,
yeah.
As a leader of a company, you have to recognize
and then make the adjustment
when right. Or you'll have to do something like drastically try and get a whole bunch of money from your fans and feel like they're just robbing them blind.
Yeah, which is a route they chose until they were kicked straight back. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went and saw them live. I saw their when they did the Ghost Files tour.
Yeah.
And I've been to quite a few live events, and I think that one was the least value for the money that I think I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
It was like a Q&A for a premiere of one of the episodes of their show. And like being there, I was just like, this is like, they made people come and pay basically to like ask them questions and like sit in front of them, like that they're like these big shot like directors.
Yeah.
It's like, this is kind of like the cart before the horse. Like, the whole point is that you're supposed to have made things that...
Yeah, or like... Because, like, yeah, a lot... I thought, what's called, Puppet History was, like, one of my favorite shows. Like, damn, this is pretty good. Like, there's a lot of work's being put into this. But, yeah, I don't consider it, like, oh, this is the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm enamored by your ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted a performance, a reason that I spent that money to come out.
Yeah.
It was like a merch and
Q&A.
you're gonna sit and talk for a moment. Yeah. The theater was cool, but like all in all, I was just like, this is the dumbest event I think I've ever been to. And I went and saw Rhett and Link live on their first tour, so I know what YouTube tours, how they can be poorly done, and I was just like, this is worse.
Damn. Rough.
Rhett and Link had a standing venue for a fucking comedy bit, essentially, like a comedy skit show.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and somebody fucking passed out in the goddamn audience.
Yeah. That's
But
fucked
it was
up.
just kind of like, what the fuck are we doing? Like standing here like we're watching a band. Yeah, I want a chair. But yeah, Watcher was worse. It was more rough, and they have like a whole bunch of Patreons and.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're
So
saying about a business model that was already established and working, and they wanted to
Have you seen the
wrest everyone from that in order to do it their way.
Have you seen the apology video?
Yeah.
In the apology video, I think it's very clear to me that they're blatantly saying like we can't say it publicly, but somebody is asking us for money that we owe them.
Yeah.
They're basically that's what they're saying in my opinion. They're like, yeah, we took out loans and we're not in a money printing environment anymore, and the people who own those loans are coming for their money.
Yeah.
And we have a studio in Hollywood for no fucking reason. Good Mythical Morning is the most successful YouTube studio. Like, the Mythical Studio is the most successful YouTube studio to ever exist. And they don't operate out of Hollywood. They operate out of Burbank. Because it's stupid to operate out of Hollywood.
Yeah, so
Anyways,
a lot of money.
I'm going on a rant, but I think also everybody except Shane is fucking disconnected to reality. Because
Yeah.
Ryan's lived in LA his whole life, and I think that
The homeboy.
Jason Lin,
Yeah.
I think that he wants to be an entertainer, and he will never be an entertainer at this point. And so it's like, just treat me to going to Korea and let me eat fancy food. Also, fucking 3 CEOs to a company is just the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Two is hard enough.
I don't know much about how they were structured, but yeah, when I saw it, it was like, I don't know who's making the decision, but somebody decided that, hey, this is a great idea, and kind of, took the team with them.
Right.
And now they're all just like, ah, fuck, this is a horrible decision.
The way they're talking about how, like, the only option is for us to not sacrifice anything. It's like, God, that's such a bad business. Like, just a poorly run business.
Yeah.
It's like, we have to have everything that we want.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to take a product away from you, put a paywall in front of it. And oh, you guys didn't like that. Let me apologize and backtrack. It's like, well, if you're backtracking, does that mean you're gonna close your doors? Because fucking, you're talking about what you said you weren't able to do.
Yeah. I guess this is the end then. See.
Yeah.
But
They need more, somebody else will invest.
yeah.
No,
I mean, I think that's a big thing. It's like
what's called, like, can they find more capital, I guess. Because
Yeah,
it's
they're
not
gonna
no
find
one's
it,
gonna
but
deny that, you know, they don't have a good product.
Well, yeah, but now they've proven
They
that they
tarnish
can't
their
run a
bullshit.
business. Yeah, so when somebody comes in with their money, they're gonna say, okay, yeah, you guys are nice entertainers, but I run the business. I make the decisions because
And
this
then
is
they
my
put
money
up
and
the
I'm not fucking
paywall.
around. Well, yeah, well then they say, no, you can't make this show. No, you can't have that budget. No,
Yeah.
you can't pay yourself enough to afford a Tesla. No, the studio shouldn't be in Hollywood. No, we shouldn't have 25 people on staff. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna stipulate that they have complete control over those things in order to, and then eventually it's just gonna dissolve and be sold and pieced out the same way BuzzFeed was. Right. It's like they had a pipe dream of the three of them, and they do have talent. It's just they're not. They should just elected one person to be CEO, and not have three fucking people clashing about where to spend all that money, because obviously it gets you into debt.
Very, yeah. Alright, Tommy, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah. See you later.
Thanks for talking.
Take it easy, babe.
Have a good night. That's it for me.